Hold on to your scarves. The summer transfer window is officially on fire. Isak wants £300 a week to stay at Newcastle. Sancho and Højlund on their way out of United. Real Madrid plotting a £130 million swoop for Enzo Fernandez. And Luis Diaz, he might be Bayern-bound. Big names, big money, big drama. Let's break it all down right now. Alright, Liverpool fans, brace yourselves, because Luis Diaz might actually be on his way out. Yep, the Colombian winger, one of the brightest sparks in Liverpool's attack, is now at the centre of serious transfer talks with Bayern Munich, and things are moving fast. According to reports, both clubs are now optimistic that a deal can be done. That's code for, yeah, this is getting real. Now, Liverpool have already had a busy summer. They've brought in Florian Wirtz, Milos Kerkez and Jeremy Frimpong, big names, smart additions. And Hugo Ekitike, he's literally on a plane as we speak, about to sign a 6-year deal. But with all these arrivals, you know what comes next outgoings. And Luis Diaz, he's right at the top of that list, along with Konate, Elliott and even Darwin Núñez. So here's the update. Bayern already made a bid earlier this summer. Liverpool rejected it. But now, Bayern learned over the weekend that Liverpool are finally willing to talk. Suddenly, there's a new offer being worked on somewhere around £65 million, or €75 million. And guess what? Diaz has already agreed personal terms with Bayern. 4-year deal, €14 million a year. Done. This one's now down to Liverpool. Do they hold firm and keep their man, or do they cash in? Of course, this story wouldn't be complete without a little drama from the punditry box. Enter Didi Hamann, who is not sold on this deal at all. He basically said, Diaz is 28, flies halfway around the world all the time, plays 50 games a season, and there's zero resale value at 32. Why spend €80 million on that? Ouch. But not everyone agrees. Former Bayern man Mario Basler is all in on Diaz, calling him a clear upgrade on Leroy Sane, who, if you missed it already, bolted to Galatasaray this summer. Basler even said, I'd rather get rid of Gnabry, but he's not leaving because no other club is paying those wages. Shots fired. Now here's the twist. Diaz might not be the only winger in Bayern's plans, but he's clearly Alonso's favourite target. With Kingsley Coman's future up in the air and Sane gone, Bayern need firepower on the wings, and they believe Diaz can be that guy. So let's zoom out. Diaz wants the move. Bayern are back at the table. Liverpool are listening. And if this goes through, it could shake up both clubs' seasons. But is this the right call for Liverpool? Do they risk weakening their front line just as they're rebuilding for a title run? Or is £65 million too good to pass up? Let me know in the comments, is Diaz worth holding on to, or should Liverpool sell now while the price is hot? Stay tuned, because this saga isn't over. Not by a long shot. Alexander Isak wants £300 a week to stay at Newcastle. Hold on to your black and white scarves, Newcastle fans. Alexander Isak just dropped a bombshell. The Swedish striker has reportedly told Newcastle United, if you want me to stay, you're going to have to cough up £300,000 a week. Yep, you heard that right. £300,000 every single week. Now, that would make him one of the highest paid players in the entire Premier League, rubbing shoulders with the likes of Jack Grealish, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, and even Bernardo Silva. The only guys earning more than that? Oh, just some names like Mo Salah, Haaland, Van Dijk, Casemiro and Raheem Sterling. No big deal. To put this into perspective, Isak signed for Newcastle in 2022 on around £120 a week. So yeah, this is a 250% pay rise. Man's not just asking for a raise, he's asking for a promotion straight to CEO of goal scoring. Newcastle, backed by the Saudi PIF, worth close to $1 trillion, yes, with a T, technically can afford it. But there's a tiny little problem called the Premier League's Profit and Sustainability Rules, or PSR, and that's putting a tight leash on what the Magpies can actually spend. The club reportedly wants to keep his wage closer to the £200K mark, but Isak clearly feels he's worth every penny. And with interest from Liverpool and even Saudi club Al Hilal lurking in the shadows, the Swedes' camp is playing hardball. Eddie Howe's already trying to cool the flames. Isak didn't feature in the pre-season clash against Celtic, and Howe admitted he sent him home due to all the transfer noise. He straight up said, "The last thing he wanted was to be sat in the stand watching. That wasn't fair to him." Now that's either compassion or a tactical move to avoid drama. Still, Howe is adamant. "We're desperate to keep him. You can't just replace a guy like that." And he's not wrong, top-tier strikers don't exactly grow on trees. But here's the kicker. One of Isak's agents told Saudi outlet Díaz that a decision on Isak's next step may be close. So, buckle up. This saga might just be heating up. Isak could stay and become the Geordie King at £300K a week, or he could walk and leave a Toon army heartbroken. Let me know what you think. Is Isak worth that monster wage? Should Newcastle break the bank or break tie? Hold the phone. Things are moving fast at Old Trafford. First it was Marcus Rashford. Now it looks like Jadon Sancho is packing his bags too. According to multiple reports, Juventus are close to sealing a deal for Sancho, and that's not even the wildest part. Because apparently, Juve want a double deal. That's right, they're eyeing up Rasmus Højlund as well. Let's back up. United have already splashed big this summer, Matheus Cunha in for £62.5 million, Brian Mbeumo for £71 million, and a promising youngster Diego Leon from Paraguay. But that spending spree has a price, and it's time to sell. Rashford is reportedly in Spain right now, undergoing a Barcelona medical for a loan with an option to buy. Fabrizio Romano's already thrown the "here we go" vibes around. And now, Sancho's exit is heating up. Remember, this is a player United paid £72 million for. And after falling out with Ten Hag, spending last season drifting in and out of squads, he's become part of what fans are now calling the bomb squad. You know, the players who are as good as gone. But here's where the plot thickens. Transfer insider Graham Bailey says Juventus are sniffing around Højlund too. Let's be honest, Højlund didn't exactly set the world on fire last season. 7 goals in the league. That's it. United know they need a new striker this summer, with or without him, and internally, word is they'd be happy to move on if the right replacement lands. So imagine this. United offload Sancho and Højlund in one swoop to Juventus and use the funds to go all in for someone like Benjamin Sesko. Suddenly, the Ineos rebuild is looking ruthless. And hey, former England defender Glenn Johnson actually called this weeks ago, said Sancho and Rashford should both move abroad. Called their Premier League loan spells, Chelsea for Sancho, Villa for Rashford, failures, and basically said, "Look lads, it's time to reset in Europe." And maybe he's right. More and more English players are ditching the Premier League treadmill and heading for a fresh start in Italy, Spain or Germany. Maybe Sancho at Juve makes more sense than we think. Maybe Højlund gets his mojo back away from the Old Trafford spotlight. Or maybe this is just another summer rumour that fades into thin air. So what do you think? Would you cash in on both Sancho and Højlund? Or is it a massive mistake to let them go so soon? Drop your takes in the comments because this saga is far from over. Whoa! We've got serious movement on the Enzo Fernandez front, and this is not just noise anymore. Chelsea's £107 million midfield maestro, the World Cup winning engine room, has reportedly told Real Madrid, "I'm in." That's right. According to Spanish outlet Fichajes, Enzo has given the green light for a blockbuster move to the Bernabeu this summer. And Real? They're not wasting time. Sources say Los Blancos are preparing an offer in the region of €150 million, that's around £130 million, to try and tempt Chelsea into parting ways with one of their crown jewels. Why now? Why Enzo? Well, with Xabi Alonso taking the reins at Madrid, he's looking to rebuild that iconic midfield in his own image. Creative, aggressive and dynamic. And, apparently, he sees Enzo as essential to that new identity. He wants a technical general, and Enzo fits the bill. Now here's where it gets spicy. To finance the move, Madrid are reportedly willing to offload Rodrigo, Camavinga and Fran Garcia, not just for the money, but to rebalance the dressing room. Yes, you heard that right. They're ready to rip up part of the squad to bring in Enzo. As for Chelsea, they've already dropped over £200 million this summer, signing Estevao, Liam Delap, João Pedro, Jamie Gittins and others, and they just grabbed another cash boost after winning the Club World Cup. They're active, they're ambitious, and according to pundits like Jamie O'Hara and John Aldridge, they're title contenders next season. But that's also what makes this tricky. Losing Enzo? That's a massive hole to fill. He's not just a big name, he's been central to Chelsea's identity under this new era. But £130 million? That's hard to ignore, especially if Boehly wants to balance the books after spending north of £1 billion in just 3 years. So here's the deal. Enzo's reportedly open. Xabi Alonso is obsessed. Real Madrid are ready to spend big. Chelsea have a decision to make. Do they cash in or cling on? Is this the beginning of another mega transfer saga? Or is this just Real Madrid pushing their luck again? Let me know in the comments. Should Chelsea sell Enzo for £130 million? Or is he simply untouchable? Stay locked in, this one's just getting started. And that's a wrap on today's Transfer Chaos. Isak, Sancho, Enzo, Diaz moves are brewing, and it's only getting crazier. Drop your thoughts in the comments, who's worth the money and who's making a mistake. Like, subscribe and stay locked in, this window's just heating up.